For the first and potentially last time ever, welcome to my weekend predictions. Why am I doing this? Very simple. I'm a man of the people. I didn't want to. I was happy doing my Champions League ones where I can shine and I know about all the teams and whatnot. They said, no, Unc, we want Premier League, we want El Clasico, we want Serie A, Bundesliga, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, I said, you know what, fine. On an experimentation, one attempt only, here I am today. I've selected about 20 games from the Premier League, La Liga, all the big leagues, Portugal, and so on and so forth as well, to see how we can do. Maybe I do terrible and we never run this again, but like I said, it's much harder doing like domestic football because I don't know who's going to be resting players. I don't know who's taking it seriously. They got a big game the next week. I don't know who's available. I don't know, but I'm going to do my best effort. So if you do appreciate it and if you do end up making bread in the future, come back and make sure you sub. We're on the road to 50k. Don't say I never nice to you guys. Now we are going to start in the Barclays Premier League. I know it's not Barclays, I still call it Barclays. Just firm it. We'll start with Chelsea. I'm not going to pick every game, by the way, just to clarify again. I don't care about Wolves v Burnley. Big up you, man, but I'm not watching that, bro. So let's start with Chelsea Sunderland. I think, to be honest with you, Sunderland will put up a much better fight than Ajax certainly did, that's for sure. I do rate Sunderland. Obviously, they've got a lot of good youngers. They've got experience in there as well. Chelsea, on the other hand, they're actually flying with the youngers right now, right? Obviously, they've got Esteval, they've got Mark Gui, they've got lots of players. Evil Saka shining now recently as well. So, although I expect Sunderland will fight, I just think Chelsea got a bit too much for them, especially if Caicedo is starting. I think we all know how good he is. So I am going to be, and get ready for it, Wara 2-1 Merchant. They call him the 2-1 man. I get it, but hear me out, guys. Chelsea win 2-1. Now, again, if you're going to put all these in Accas, yeah, first thing I would say is don't pick all 20 games that I give you. Just pick like 8 or 9 or 10 or something. And please don't put score lines, bro. If you put in score lines, the fun stops. Leave the app. Put your thing on freeze or whatever. But anyway, we'll go. I guess let's go in order of the ones that we're going to reference in. Newcastle, Fulham. Just give me a nice 2-0 Newcastle. Although, yes, they played in midweek. I think it was so easy against Benfica that they probably still have a little bit of energy left over. And it's not easy for any team to go to St. James's Park. So, give me Newcastle 2-0. United v Brighton. This one is tricky. I'll be honest. I've picked a bad week to do this because looking at the games, there is a lot of tough ones. And obviously, El Clasico is coming up and Napoli, Inter and whatnot. So I don't really know, to be honest with you. Obviously, the United fans are all saying, oh, Amorim, he's got us back. You know, the glory days have returned again. I'm not so sure. Brighton's the kind of team that will just bring you back down to earth like that immediately through someone like Danny Welbeck against his old team. So, as well as they are playing recently, I don't want to say Brighton win the game. Even though my chest is telling me to say that, I'm going to go over 2-2 draw, I think. United winning 3 in a row is... 2 was crazy, bro. They were popping champagne bottles for winning 2 games in a row for the first time under Amorim. Can they make it 3? I don't think so, guys. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Off to the G-Tech. Will Liverpool get G-checked? Well, funny we should ask that question because obviously we've seen Arne Slot all week has been crying and moaning about people using long throws and set pieces and long balls. Well, if there's one man that can utilize it to the max, it is Keith Andrews, the former set piece coach, now obviously in his first ever managerial role. We know Brentford can be strong, but obviously the issue lies in the fact that they've lost, you know, Mbuemo and in previous times Tony and Wissa and whatnot. But Igor Thiago, to be fair, it's looking kind of cold. That goal he scored against United, maybe he can recreate that one. But I think Liverpool got too much for them, especially after Frankfurt, the way they slapped Frankfurt silly. Surely Ekitike will start and he'll continue where he left off. So I'm going to be a 2-1 Merchant for this game and go Liverpool to win 2-1. We fly to Arsenal against Palace. This one, my head, it tells me 2-0. But my stomach tells me, how is it possible that Arsenal keep a clean sheet every single week? It cannot continue. It can't go on like this, can it? Maybe it can. Maybe it can. But against Crystal Palace, a team that is really, really good on the counter. Very well structured under Glasner, of course, as well. We know about Mateta. We know what Sar's on. Wharton was rested for the first hour as well in the Conference League. And they lost, by the way. So How much of an effect that will have, I'm not sure, because they rested a few players, but a lot of the starters also played against Larnaca or whoever it is. They got beat 1-0 by. So I'm going to go 2-1. I do think Palace put up a serious fight at the Emirates, but again, Gabriel's inevitable. It's just that simple. Declan Rice is inevitable. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Aston Villa, Man City. Now, my issue with this one, Aston Villa recently, they're back. They're back. They're winning game. I think it's 5 games in a row now. 5 wins. Oh, they just lost, actually. Literally just yesterday. But aside from that, they're back. The issue they have is that Haaland never left, bro. Haaland's been here every single week without fail. He's here. He will dunk on your head. In the air, on the ground, wherever now. Left foot, right foot now. We saw against Villarreal. He will score. So, call me 2-1, man. Manchester City are getting this win 2-1. And the final Prem game before we fly to Spain, Everton against Tottenham Hotspur. I see a 1-1 score draw in this one. Tottenham obviously just went away to Monaco, got a 0-0 draw. Vicario heroics for that one. Everton at the HD Stadium. You know, they're a threatening opponent. They obviously missed Grealish against City because he couldn't play. But Grealish, when playing, is on form. Skillyman is balling out right now. But of course, Beto exists, so I cannot put Everton to win the game. Thomas Frank, I like him, but I just don't get why he keeps on coaching as though he's still at Brentford. He has to realise that, yo, like, I'm at a bit of a bigger club now, with all due respect. Let me play seriously. Anyway, let's go straight to Spain. There's only one game we care about, and it is El Clasico on Sunday. Big respect to all the other teams. We ain't going to be discussing them ones. It is Real Madrid, Barcelona, Sunday, 3:15 p.m. This one, anything could happen here. I know we say it often, but genuinely, anything can happen. Because on the one hand, we've got the potential that Trent may be available, may be fit. Will he start? Probably not now, given that it's so close to the game day. But if he does, Mbappe is going to feast in behind. Let's not forget, the game that Barca slapped Madrid the first time last year, Mbappe was caught offside like 7 or 8 times. Those fine margins that he seems to have fine-tuned over the summer, it could get dark for Barcelona. The problem, Real Madrid are coming off a bit of a stale performance against Juve, where obviously big up Di Gregorio and whatnot, but even still, I just don't think Real Madrid looked incredible against them. Whereas Barca, they give you 58 chances, but they'll go and take 59 themselves. And with Yamal doing, you know, interviews and doing stuff where he's making bets with Ibai or whatever my man's name is, saying that when I score, I'll do the celebration for you. I said, hey, how can a man be this young, yeah? And he's talking about, when I score at the Bernabeu, I'll do the eye celebration. I said, what? Is it meant to be that easy for him? That maybe it will be. I've gone Real Madrid to win the game 3-2. I think Yamal will be good, but I think Mbappe will finally get his get back on Yamal, because although I believe Mbappe is better in general, head to head, Yamal's low-key been dunking on him recently in terms of, you know, when they play each other at club and at country. I do expect a goal that obviously will remind us of, do you guys remember watching Real Madrid when they beat Barca 3-2 back in 1988, for those of us who remember? If you do remember, it was the same kind of goals where Barca had the line on the halfway line and they'll just get in behind, zoop, 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 easy, cut back goal. So I want to see goals. I hope there's going to be plenty of goals in this game, but the reason why I keep on saying, like, don't listen to these predictions because it's not Champions League is because, one, I don't know who exactly is going to be fit and not going to be fit. And two, I need to see their lineups, bro. I need to see what 11 both teams go with. Unfortunately, I can't see that one. Yeah, like I said, big up to all the other teams, but I don't really care. So let's fly to Germany very quickly because there's a big game in Italy. But Germany, I haven't got much to say other than this. Bayern München, 4 goals. Borussia Dortmund, 3 goals win. And Leverkusen, on Sunday, 2 goals win. Simple as that. Let's not deep dive into analysis and whatever. We don't care. Bayern are going to win. They're going to bag 4. Dortmund 3. And Leverkusen 2. If you want me to, I guess, give you the full scorelines, give me both teams to score in all 3 of those games as well. So none of them will keep clean sheets. Bayern will win 4-1. Kane brace. Luis Diaz and Olise, boom, Bob's your uncle. Dortmund, we're going to go with one for Girassi, one for Amenyah, and then one for maybe like a defender. I'm thinking like a Schlotterbeck, or just you give me Benzabaini. Give me Benzabaini. And Leverkusen, at this point, I don't even know who's going to even score for them, bro. They might just start banging out Grimaldo free kicks or something. I don't even know. Anyway, Italy. Big game here over in Italy. We have Milan Pisa is like right now as I'm about to finish recording. So I'm not going to do that one because it starts in like 20 minutes basically. But the title heavyweight clash is Napoli against Internazionale, both of whom are currently, you know, there or thereabouts at the top of the league. The points is literally all even at this point, even though we could argue Inter started off the season very, very poorly. They've kind of done this in form. You know, those like the elevators that are open or whatever. I can't really explain to you what I mean. But their forms have just completely gone polar opposites, where now Inter are looking unstoppable, and Napoli, they're shaking a little bit. Obviously, PSV packed them in, but even in the Serie A, Torino beat them 1-0 just last week. So I'm expecting surely a fight back from Napoli. The atmosphere will be crazy. I remember going there to watch Napoli against Milan, the red side, in the Champions League, and it was, the ultras were just going crazy with the smoke grenades and the flares and that. So surely Napoli have to have a statement performance here. But like I said, Inter are looking really strong right now, so maybe it will be a score draw, like a 1-1, a 2-2 type thing. I don't really know, to be honest with you, man. Let's see. I'm excited for it. Let's see. And look, I would go Atalanta to beat Cremonese, but as you guys know from Champions League, Atalanta are banned for the foreseeable future, because knowing these guys will put them to win, and then we're going to see Vardy run off like that for Cremonese, say, yeah, Atalanta didn't win again. So I'm not even risking it. Big up you, man, bro. Let's fly to Ligue 1. Obviously, PSG are the team that everyone cares about. You know, big up Brest. We all love Brest. They're the great team. But I think PSG will open them up. I think PSG are just a bit too good right now. And the scary thing about these guys, they can rest 4 or 5 men, and they're still going to put out a super team capable of doing anything. Bro, Kangin Lee can start, and he'll score a banger from 25 yards if he has to. It's remarkable. Obviously, no Mensch has been incredible as per usual. Dembele, obviously, just had his first appearance in the Champions League off the bench, scored. So PSG is looking positive for them right now. It's been a really good start to the season. Vitinha's kind of picking up where he left off last season as well. So I'm expecting a PSG 3-1 win, I want to say. And then on the Sunday, I'll go for Lille to beat Metz, a calm 2-0. Now, we finish up on what? The rest of the world. Oh, where's Portugal, actually? Have I got Portugal available here? Right, Portugal, put it this way. Where's the games here? All the big 3 outside of Porto, I guess, will win. So Sporting will win, Braga will win, and Benfica. You know what? Porto's on Monday. Let's add Porto anyway. I don't even know how good or bad Moreirense is, but no. Let me be sensible. I said 20 games. Porto's not included. Braga, Benfica, and Sporting, all to win their games. Put a couple goals if you want. I don't really care. They're going to win. That's all that matters. And then we end with our final 2 games. We're going to end with the 2 GOATs. Because tomorrow night, /now, kind of whatever you want to call it, 1 a.m.-ish, Inter Miami against Nashville. Messi will help his team to get another win. And over in Saudi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Sui, he's also going to help his team beat Al Hazem away from home. Joao Felix will score, Ronaldo will score. They're going to get the 3 points. So that's my predictions. Again, I want to clarify one last time. Please, if you lose your bread, don't blame me. I told you guys, I'm a Champions League expert. When it comes to the domestic games, I just don't really care about like the really dead teams, right? Like I'm not watching Moreirense in Portugal to care about what's going to happen there. I don't care about even Wolves against Burnley, bro. I want the champion. So if it flops, we ain't doing this again. But I did say I listened to what ideas you guys have in the comments. This is what everyone's been asking for. Here you go. This is your here damn type video. If you have enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe, comment your score predictions. No editing. Put your scores for, let's say, 10 games of your choosing that you think are going to be the big games or interesting games this weekend. We'll see come Sunday night or Monday morning who knows ball and who got absolutely cooked. In a bit, have a wonderful weekend. Let's hope that we can make some guys rich again like Champions League. In a bit. Bosh.